Greetings, all you fabulous folk out there in listener land, and welcome to another stirring installment of Disinformed After Dark. I'm Shane,
I'm Michael.
I'm Courtney.
and we are elated to have you back for this, our video companion podcast to our weekly podcast, the Disinformed Podcast. We host a weekly show where we like to talk about esoteric nonsense and we lie about it. It's delightful. And then after the show, this is kind of our little relaxation decompression period. We will talk about even more random nonsense to try to entertain you, our friends, and whip a little extra content at you whilst we are able. So we're going to reconvene with something that we have not touched on in quite some time. And Michael's very excited about this in particular, I know.
Yeah.
Courtney is gnashing her teeth, I'm sure. But we had engaged for the bulk of our initial run on After Darks with Chuck Klosterman's glorious Hypotheticals. And now we have moved on to the next level. Care of my glorious partner, Melissa. We are going to be bringing you Chuck Klosterman's Supertheticals.
Whoa.
And it is a whole new level here, friends. So the format has changed, as I've alluded to with my friends here. So we're going to start to get this one with a little bit of an easier lift up front. But essentially, they ask you to envision a person initially, and then they ask you a question about said individual. We'll debate whether or not we want to, as a formatting thing going forward, say whether we have to limit it to individuals on this podcast in order to make this work. But we'll try one out and see how this works for everybody out there in listener land. But as indicated by the card,
Oh, no.
this is a person you know and do not dislike. So,
I don't have any of those.
I was going to say, it eliminates a lot of people out of my mental Rolodex here. But so, envision someone that you know and do not dislike. Yeah, I know, it's a struggle. And here, everybody have a person in mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be interesting. So here is the question. You are granted a magical opportunity. For 24 hours, you will be able to inhabit the body and mind of the person that you have imagined. You will retain your own consciousness and memories, but you will literally be inside their physical being, and you will know all the things that they know. While this process transpires, the person will essentially be unconscious. They will have no memory or recognition of what you did while you were inhabiting their body. But there is a caveat. This imagined person will then get to be you in the same way you were able to be them. However, it will be for 6 months, not 24 hours.
Oh, that's a fate I wouldn't wish on anyone.
You will have no memory of what happens during this period, and it will feel to you as if those 6 months pass in seconds. So the question, as asked by this, is, do you still want to do this? So let's get the Joker out of the bag first. Michael, who were you thinking about?
My fiance.
Okay, so do you feel like doing a Freaky Friday with your destiny?
No, I wouldn't put 6 months on her like that. Not in my body.
Okay, and furthermore, you're not intrigued by the process of 24 hours inhabiting her?
Oh no, I am. I'm very fascinated to see how that would play out, but I wouldn't put her in that position.
Given the repercussions?
Yeah.
Okay. What would be the first thing that you would do if you were in Destiny's body? And remember that we're trying to keep this kid friendly for the tubes of you. Shower?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
You say she's dirty?
Well, I mean,
I know. I've led you down a primrose path. There is no exit from this. All right. Well, thank you for the less than entertaining response, other than your discomfort. But Nothing in your head that you're worried she might discover for that 6-month period?
Oh,
Mm.
that's not that isn't
Okay,
the issue
all
at
right.
all.
It's just the body horror
Yeah, I don't think I would want her to suffer being me for that long.
or knowing everything you know.
Yeah, that too.
How do you think she'd fare as a co-host on this show?
Better than me, and that's not just being nice.
Well, since we'll never find out, I suppose that's a clothhanger.
Yeah, trust fall.
Clobber.
All right, Courtney, what's shaking your bacon here?
I took the safe route and also picked my spouse. So I picked Jonah.
Okay.
I would go through with it. Because I told him yesterday, I said, one of us gets a lot of stuff done and the other one of us is you. So I think it'd be really funny for him to live as me for 6 months.
Shots fired.
It'd be a great
Man.
lesson in empathy.
I mean, that is true.
I mean, particularly with the physical situation, I think he would really definitely not get anything done because he would probably just lay around naked all day.
I would be a little concerned about photos of me ending up on the internet because he was just so appreciative of what he had going on. But that might be good for our financial standing, so he might not be upset about that either.
You finally get to see what OnlyFans feels like, just, waking up to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to be an active participant.
Mhm.
So that might be good. I think if I was him, I would just use all of my white man privilege and just run around wrecking havoc for a day. I think that'd be so fun.
No question. I mean, there are
Just drives
untold
into
numbers of things you could set fire to.
Don't worry. I'm a white
just
guy.
a day of like no consequences because I am a white man, like making the most money I've ever made in my life. Like, you're gonna ask me to skip out on that for a day? I don't think so.
Wouldn't you take the day off?
Yeah, no, I probably would. And I would probably make some phone calls that would probably be really unfortunate for him the next day, but it would be really entertaining for me. So
Okay.
yeah, I would do it.
All
And
right.
you?
So because we're trying to be entertaining and this show is intended to, not go down the beaten path, I initially had thought, well, safe bet. I can go with Melissa, and then I went, no, we want to do brave and bold things with this show.
Oh,
So I went, let's choose
true.
Sherry, my mother. And just from a
All right.
personality stance alone, I had a feeling, regardless of what this question was about, that some subterfuge might go down. And yeah, my mother having 6 months in my body, we won't even get to that yet. But let's just think about what I would have to deal with if I had to spend 24 hours in my mother's body. One, I would confirm that I was her favorite child, which I mean, I really already know. I don't really feel like I need to plumb those depths too greatly in order to get there. I think that the havoc of the absolute necessity for control that my mother has, I have enough problems with OCD on my own. I don't think I need to quadruple that quota in order to try to make it out alive. So, and then I was like, if I was going to be a woman for a day, I don't think I want to start out with a human being who's allergic to almost everything on the planet, is basically struggle bussing with like 4 teeth that function, is limited to just eating salads and dealing with 3 hernias and trying to just function out in a world that was not built for her. So I was like, yeah, this is probably not the best opportunity that I would have to drive the Corvette off the lot. So yeah, I'm going to pass. Though I'm sure it would be delightful to literally Freaky Friday with my mother and I, because she'd love it.
She would have the time of her life.
If she actually got to, and I apologize, YouTube, but this is something that had to be said. If she actually had an opportunity to have the male member and try it out for a bit, it would be devastating to all involved parties.
Oh,
She'd be on everything. It should be like a male tomcat. She'd just be marking everything. She's just walking around like, I own that. I own that. I'm upset at you. P. It's just.
So, how do you think Melissa would be able to handle Sherry and Shane's body?
I'm already more than enough frustration, and I feel like, yeah, my mom in my headspace would not be good. I think Melissa would leave me. I wouldn't have a job because my mom would not last an hour in a library. She would lose her ever-loving mind. She doesn't like to read. She hates books, and she doesn't have the attention span for having to sit and focus on something that's text heavy for a long period of time. So she would just quit in protest the second that she walked into the library. It would be too quiet. She'd have conversations with everybody. She'd be far more jovial than I am. And I feel like everybody would not trust her because of this. In addition to the fact that she already is intimidating as a woman in general, and her air of entitlement, it transcends mine. And for a white male, that's saying something. So I shudder to think if anybody didn't prepare her food properly and she'd be able to chew and not be diabetic. So I can't imagine the condition of my body once I got back into it. Like,
you're going to hold her back from this amazing opportunity?
she had plenty of years to screw herself up. I don't need her to take over driving my. This is the woman who will be like, oh, you have a problem? Here, let me give you a cookie. Let me help you cope with sugar. Like, her language of love is food, as we've talked about. So, yeah, I would wake up being like 800 pounds, barely able to breathe, and just staring at the ceiling and waiting for the sweet release of death, I think. So, no, we're not doing a body swap. But it's fun to think about. So I think that went well for our initial superthetical here. I was entertained, and maybe we'll get a little braver on the next pass for.
Oh,
our
absolutely.
friends.
Yeah.
It's going to be messy next time.
Yes,
Very.
I don't doubt it. Well, thank you all for spending a little extra time with us. I hope you were as entertained as we are, and I will be sending this to my mother for those of you who are going to hit me up in the comments. We have that kind of relationship. I've talked about things with that woman that I don't think any other human being on the planet would care to know.
She's the best.
She's fantastic. It is, yes, a never-ending string of entertainment is my mother, and I will say that till the day I die, which is probably going to be after her, because I have a feeling she's got the constitution. She's going to be like the queen. She's just going to be, 111, still trumping along like, I'm the queen, I live forever. And I'm going to be dead next week. So it's all going to be fun for everybody. But I think that is going to put the proverbial nail in the coffin lid here, to stick with that metaphor, for this particular installment of Disinformed After Dark. And now we'll see whether everybody remembers their names. But for this particular installment, and please, I'm sorry, I wrecked it. I'm off of my game. I forgot that there's a normal segue out of here. So we have got links in the show notes down below here to get you to all of our relevant socials. Of course, if you are digging what we do here, Michael's got an instruction for you.
You can smash that like button, ring that bell, hit subscribe, and leave a comment. I think I got them all.
You did. Without a hitch.
Woo!
I'm definitely dying today. Yeah, I was definitely rusty.
Tell us who you thought of and if you would swap bodies with them.
Ooh, engagement. Set phasers to engage.
And furthermore, would you swap bodies with any of us?
Oh,
that's scary.
Maybe we don't want to know that. You do. Please tell us. We need to know right now.
I definitely want to know that. Superfan Michael, I'm talking to you.
Oh, no. Don't make him choose.
I'm not making him choose. It's obvious. You don't want me.
What if we had a Michael body swap between the Michaels?
Oh my God, can we?
I would feel
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh man.
You'd already be much further along in your degree-seeking behaviors.
So this is what it feels like to actually make progress to.
You would have fathered a child of your own.
True.
Yeah.
Success.
Indeed. The sweet
would go to my
smell.
head. Sweet release of
go
success.
to your hair. Okay, I think that is enough. But yes, please comment, like, subscribe, do all of the things. And of course, we have new episodes winging your way every Marvelous Monday on your preferred podcast provider app. And you can check us out at all of the relevant socials below, including TikTok, which you basically don't have to do anymore because Michael has co-opted all of those for YouTube Shorts and then tripled them because he has a problem. So if you've seen Shorts on here, that led you here, thank you and congratulations, and tell Michael, because it's given
Please
him a
tell
reason
Michael.
to live.
It is what keeps me going.
Indeed,
So.
it keeps you running. And so, for Disinformed After Dark this week, I am in fact the Black Blur.
And I think I'm Algernon Greer, but I might have another name.
You sure do.
Oh no. I give up.
All
I
right.
forget.
You're fired.
And I'm the poor.
The poor.
Yeah.
Indeed. A poor.
No,
Yeah.
the poor.
The
Oh.
one and only.
So you've transcended. You are now the queen of poverty.
That's probably not right. I think I should maybe be a poor. You're probably right.
Indeed. And we got penne pasta over here.
That's what it was.
No, that's not
Danger
Oh.
ravioli.
Danger ravioli.
it.
They
Indeed.
call me Danger Ravioli.
Flock of seagulls. Let's zippity
All
zippity
right,
zoop and get out of here.
All right, and zippity zoop, we're out of here.